Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes. Can I help you? Oh, you want to? You want some? What do you? Santa. Oh no, see, cause I work from home for a reason. I can't go in. Mm-mm. It's not. No, no. Uh-uh. Oh, for the Christmas premiere? Mm. Okay. All right. You know what? I can do that. I can do that. Okay. I'll see you over there in the workshop. Give me about an hour. I got some snacks to finish up.
So, as you guys may have guessed, this is a whip and chat, a holiday whip and chat. These are the Christmas premieres that are put on by the diamond painting community. And this year I have put together a whip and chat to be a part of it. Okay, so first, let me introduce myself. My name is Artemis, and I am here today to create hot mess and chaos. Kind of raggedy, but not exactly raggedy, just a little raggedy adjacent. So I am making some ornaments for Santa because apparently I have to come into the office and do that today. But what I'm going to be doing during the whip and chat are some crazy holiday icebreaker questions. Yeah, so let's get started. Number one, which holiday character would be the first to turn in a holiday themed zombie apocalypse? Okay, so I have feelings about this. I have feelings about this, and they are not based in the reality of holiday characterness. Now, I live in Sweden, but I am originally from Houston. And so the traditions here are not necessarily the same ones that we have in the US, and particularly in my family. One of the traditions that happens every year, every single year at the exact same time, every single year, is that we watch like a Disney kind of mixture of shows. And because of that, I am not, I like Disney, but this is like 1980s after school Disney, Chip and Dale, that kind of stuff. And old school Mickey Mouse, all that, just, yeah. But it's the same exact 3 or 4 episodes in the same exact order every year. So one of those people would be the first to turn. I'm sure of it because they're not on my happy people list for for characters. So I'm gonna say Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse would be the first. He's just too something going on there. Anyway, so that was the answer to my number one. Which holiday characters do you think would be the first to turn in a holiday themed zombie apocalypse? Number two, if you were an elf, what would your elf name be? It has to be holiday themed. Um, Grinchy McScroogey Pants. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm just not. Okay, I love the holidays and I love doing holiday stuff. I just don't like to be like overly happy on the holidays. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But it's like it's one of those things where I want to enjoy the time with my family. I want to enjoy the cold weather and like all the nostalgic things, but I don't want to have to feel like I'm forced to be bubbly. So it would be something kind of Scroogey sounding, so people would leave me alone and they would not expect me to be happy. Number three, would you rather be Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, and why? I um, I say Santa Claus because in certain countries people eat rabbits, and I wouldn't want to be eat. I guess in certain places people could also be said to eat humans, eat humans, but like that's frowned upon more than it is eating rabbits. And if I was the Easter Bunny and somebody just like, was really hungry and I was a big fat Easter bunny, I could run into some danger. So I'd say Santa Claus. 4. If your life was a holiday movie, what would the title be? Oh my God. Okay, it would be oh the life and times of a raggedy adjacent human in Trash Pandalandia or something like that. I don't know. This is a little, yeah. It's giving me that title. So yeah. Oh, it has to be holiday theme. Okay, the Christmas holidays of a raggedy adjacent person in Trash Panlandia. Trash Pandalandia. I don't know what. I don't know. That's weird. What would your holiday movie be? Number 5. What song would play on a loop in your personal hell? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a little spicy. So this is a funny question because I loop songs all the time and can't get rid of them. Oddly enough, they are songs that are, they I don't hate them until like I hate them. So any of the songs I would say that I loop on a regular basis when it's gone too far and I want them to go away, but they won't. The most recent one I would have to say is oh, I can't think of his name right now, but he sings all the songs that are from really messed up and crazy internet conversations, and so he has one that's about like the lady is explaining that she has one daughter, and the guy's like, "How many baby daddies do you have?" And it's just anyway, he makes a lot of songs that get stuck on loop, and then I'm like, please make it stop because they're inappropriate. Anyway, if you had to decorate your car for any holiday, which would you choose and how crazy would you go? I would probably, if there is a National Honey Day out there, I don't know that there is one, but I would choose that because I think it would be super cute to decorate a car as a bee. And yes, all the craziness. And I'm not even really particularly so fond of bees. It's just that I really like them, but I kind of love them, but I'm not really fond of them, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want a pet bee. That would be weird, but and I don't like actual photos of bees unless they're far away because like I don't want to see their little legs and wings and stuck together parts. But the idea of bees and like what they do for the planet and like if they're sitting on a flower far away from me, I just think it's lovely. So like anything concerning bees or honey, I would love to dress my car up for a bee or as a bee. Would it be? I don't know. I wouldn't do like a honey thing, comb thing. It would just be like a bee. Yeah, that. If you had to pick any holiday, one that may or may not exist, to decorate your car, what would you do? What would you go with? Number 7. Which holiday character would be the worst to be stranded on a deserted island with? Oh my gosh. Elf. Stinking Elf. Okay, like I love that movie, but I could not do him 24/7. Like it could no. No, 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 no. I something bad would happen. Somebody would leave the island and yeah. Anyway, what's the most difficult no, what's the most ridiculous cuz I can read. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen someone put on a Christmas tree? Okay, so here's a little more about me. I have a little bestie, and about 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago, she started decorating the tree or helping to decorate the tree. And then 2 years ago, she kind of took it over where she got the big tree and I have a little tree. And so we bought stuff to go on the tree, but oddly enough, it became a thing. Like every day, the tree would have new stuff on it, and it got to the point to where the tree had the tree had like piping, the plastic piping that you put like in the bathroom or whatever, that accordion kind of plasticky stuff. Yeah, It had that on it. It had socks. I mean, like anything that a 3-year old could take and slap on a tree without the tree falling over. So I've seen a lot of ridiculous stuff on trees, on a Christmas tree. So what about you guys? And I'll say like not Christmas, but like just holiday. Like what is the craziest thing that you've seen used as a holiday decoration? Because there's more than Christmas. There's Hanukkah, there's uh Festivus, there's the one about the harvest. I can't think Kwanzaa. Yeah, that. So like yeah, any of those. Go for it. And what's the next one? Number 9. If you could invent a new holiday, what would it celebrate and what traditions would it have? Yes. Okay, so back to the bees. Oh, no, 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 no. I would make a book holiday. And everyone would, yes, that sounds okay. Look, so this is what it would be. It would be where you just go to, we would have like a, a, a temple of celebration, and everyone would get to sleep there, like be there for 2 nights. Like this holiday would last a month, and everyone would get to go there for 2 nights, like spend the night and spend like some days, 2 nights and like 3 days. Okay, whatever, however that works out. And it would be paid for by taxes. So like, yes, it would be mandatory. Like you have to go, but you don't not want to go because it's awesome. So let me tell you, this holiday would be like you walk in and it's got like a Frodo Baggins kind of like vibe going on with the big fireplaces. And then they have like drinks. They have drinks for the drinkers, and then they have drinks for the non-drinkers. But there's no like ruckusy kind of crazy stuff going on. It's like chill vibes only. And then they have like good music, and then they have like different rooms, so you can choose like if you want to be in a plush luscious setting, if you want to be like an outdoorsy setting, and it's just books. It's books everywhere, books and delicious drinks and finger foods as far as the eye can see, and that would be my holiday. Yes, that yep, that would do it for me right there. So, what about you guys? What holiday would you invent? Would it be something bookish? Would it be something involving bees? Do tell. The next one in this section, number 10, what's the most unusual thing you'd want in Santa's sleigh besides presents? A seatbelt? I mean, like, have you ever seen a seatbelt represented in Santa's sleigh? I haven't, and I think that's weird. We are living in almost 2026. Seatbelts, people. The next category is food and drinks. Number 11. What's the worst holiday food you've ever had to pretend was amazing? Okay, so I have a ginormous family, and thankfully, my mother always taught me like, you girl, you gotta eat before you go to the party, okay? Just in case, because like it depends whose house you're going over, and like who they've invited, and what their kitchen like skills are, and also their kitchen cleanliness, because you cannot eat out of everybody's kitchen. Anyway, so one time we were at this party with some like people that were friends of the family, and like different branch friends of family, if that makes any sense. It's like my auntie slash godmother's really good friends. And she made gumbo, and I swear to God, it looked like it was fingers in it. I no, thank you. I was like, let me get some of that broth so I can pretend to be eating it and enjoying it. But it seriously looked like something crawled in there and died. And I am not for, I'm very adventurous, y'all, but I'm not down for stuff like that. So it was one of those fake sit. You know how you put, you put the bowl kind of close to your face, and you're like, oh, I've got some mouth issues today. I really can't open wide and take a big bite. Let me just sip this. And then you sip air pudding and wind sauce. And then you go, now that's good. And then you put it down. And then you slowly kind of like move the food around. And then you walk away. So it was one of those situations. Yeah, it was not good. It did not look good. 12. Which holiday treat should be available all year round, no questions asked? Okay, so in this house, we want when we want to eat it. And so my thing to absolutely love that started out as a holiday thing for me is Rice Krispie treats, because I don't know, but when I was little, we used to have, this is back when people could actually take things to school like sugar. We would have parties at school, and the two things I always remember loving to eat were Rice Krispie treats and is it cheese balls? It's like cheese and crackers and ham and or turkey. I don't know what's in there, but they're really good, and they're like rolled into a ball. Those two things, mm, yum. But oddly enough, even though I love the cheese ball things, I never make them. But we do make Rice Krispie treats, mostly during the summer, but also during the holidays. And that's the only time we do that. Okay. What is the weirdest thing you've ever put in your hot cocoa? This is not really weird, but maybe it is for some people. But cayenne. So it's actually really nice. It sounds odd, but it's nice. You should try it if you like spicy. Well, actually, you don't even have to put enough to make it spicy. Just like, I don't know, like a thimble. No, that's a lot. Maybe like a fingernail. That sounds nasty. Okay, so like, not a lot. Just a little. Just to give it, like, it changes the flavor. Like cayenne, cinnamon, nutmeg, those kind of things. Not a lot, just a dab. It'll do you. It changes the flavor and it makes it nice. Um, so 12 and 13. So which holiday treats do you guys think should be available all year long? And what is the weirdest thing you've ever put in your hot cocoa? I know that there are people out there that put much stranger things in their hot cocoa than what I do. I'm just not. I'm not about that life. Like, I'm adventurous, but like if it's something that I just feel in my soul is gonna be disgusting, I can't do it.
Okay, so just a minuscule pause to kind of explain what I'm doing because I realize like I'm just talking and y'all are probably like what is even happening here. Okay, so I am making a mess. That's what this can be described as. Making ornaments but out of UV resin, but this is my first time using white alcohol sinker ink. So I'm trying to figure out, and these are new molds. So I'm kind of playing around and trying to figure out like what these things do and dropping stuff and just being a hot mess. So bear with me, stand by, and sorry in advance.
So 14. If you could only eat one holiday appetizer for the rest of your life, what would it be? Um, this is gonna be okay. Like, I don't know the name of it, but I used to go to this Mexican restaurant, and it they had this appetizer that was delicious. Um, it was like this kind of, okay. This is gonna, I don't even know if I'm gonna explain this to where it sounds appetizing, but it was so good. It was extremely well seasoned cheese sauce kind of a thing going on, and it had like this grilled shrimp and like this really nice grilled thinly sliced steak kind of thing going on, and then it came with guacamole and pico de gallo and all this kind of stuff. But it wasn't like nasty pico de gallo; it was like good pico de gallo, and like, the with all the good stuff in it, not the slimy stuff that you get at like bad restaurants. It was super good. It was so good. And then you had tortillas, and then you had like you could get, of course, you could get it with rice and beans and turn it into a meal, but like it was technically an appetizer because it was on the appetizer side. But that, yeah, I could live without changing it up, mixing it up appetizer wise if I had that. 15. What is your go-to comfort drink during the chili season? Bourbon. Just kidding. I would have to say coffee. I drink a ridiculously horrible amount of coffee, or at least I used to. I'm a lot better now. But still, for me, it's comforting. Like, I don't know what there is about coffee. I guess because I grew up in a coffee and actually warm drink kind of household. Like, they drank, my family drank tea and coffee, but like coffee is, I remember when I was little asking for coffee and getting like milk coffee. I don't know, like people from the 70s and 80s. This is what they did to their children. No, but like my first memories of like this warm comforting drink was getting it's basically warm milk with like a teaspoon of coffee in it. So like just to make the kid happy. But yeah, so that's my nostalgic type comfort drink. That's it's weird, but yeah. And yeah, mostly during the chilly season, I like to grab a cup of coffee, sit in the window, and just watch the birds eat out of the bird feeder. Number 16, personal and truths. Hmm. This doesn't sound good. Let's see what's happening. What's the most embarrassing holiday photo of you that exists? None. I don't think I have a one that exists. Yeah, so like I don't there's we have some videos and holiday stuff, but it's mostly from teenagerhood. Like I don't know. Most of the photos we have from our like kitty days or whatever, being a little, those are mostly like photos like you go get your photo taken. There's not a lot of behind the scenes photos. I mean, there's some of like when I was a baby, but like during school age, it's mostly like you go to get your photo taken for Easter and like Christmas, like the planned stuff where they make sure you don't look crazy. So I don't think I really have any. I want to say that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought that was gonna be some crazy, some crazy questions. Um, so what about you guys? Do you guys have any embarrassing photos that are out there just floating around on the main streets? Okay, number 17. Be honest. How long did it take you to stop believing, ooh, I can't say this out loud because there are little ears in the room? So I will say never. I feel like, yeah, there's just the traditions and the spirit of it all. Like that's super important to me, and I think that the truth of it all is, it. I don't. It's hard to explain, but I believe in Christmas and the spirit of Christmas and all the things that go with it. And so I will say never. I never have. Now, do I know how bacon gets made? If we're gonna put it like that, yes, of course I do. I'm not too, but I still like. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I've never stopped believing. Like I still believe. Like I would not be surprised if I went around the corner and found him somewhere. Like and he had an invitation to his house, and I was like, Nah, I'm married. But hey, just kidding. But I honestly would not be surprised though if like one day somebody stumbled upon a door and then it led them there and they found some stuff and some things. Call me naive, call me crazy, but yeah. So anyway, probably too much personal information, but sure. And let's see. Do you guys still believe? Like, what are your thoughts on all of that? Have you like lost that loving feeling? And if so, when did you lose it? Um, 18. What's your least favorite holiday tradition that you still kind of do? Okay, so this this comes with a story. And okay, so my whole life we have had something called the Christmas program that we have when I'm in the US with my family. And now that most of the people that instituted this are no longer in charge of Christmas, in the same way, um, people don't really want to do it. But I will say that after I hit 33, 34, like I used to complain about it when I was younger, but once I hit about that age, I really started appreciating it. And the Christmas program, I hated it when I was younger. Like I used to grumble. Basically, everybody has to come up with some kind of performance thing that we all have to do. So you can either like read a poem or read an excerpt from a book, read the Bible, do a quote something or do something from memory, sing a song, play an instrument. You have to contribute to the entertainment. And then like, do we eat before or after? Now we do it all jumbled up. But I think, oh no, we eat before. Yeah. Or during the program. But basically, so you get your food, you sit down, the program starts. Like if it's your turn, you go up and you do whatever, and then go back to sit down and finish eating. And then afterwards, we play games and like seriously grumbled growing up and absolutely adore it now. It's just like I have so many awesome memories from that. But ooh, back in the day, I hated it. So do you guys have any experiences like that? Things that you absolutely hated, and then like all of a sudden a switch flipped, and you were just like, "This is awesome! I absolutely adore this." Yeah. Okay, number 19. What's the most extra holiday decoration you own? I don't think. I mean, like we have some very fugly looking. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. Some you Tomten and Lady Tomta, I don't know what they are. They're like Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus and child. And I think, it's kind of funny because my daughter got them and she was so happy and she was telling me about them and she was like, "This one is daddy. Look at it." I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." And this one is me. And I was like, "Oh, that is super cute." And this one is you. And then she pulled out this straight up man. And I was like, that dude has a beard. And yes, I am over 45, but I do not yet have a beard. And if I had one, I would probably pluck it. So, personal choice, you do you, boo. Anyway, I was very shocked to find that I apparently am a Santa Claus man thing. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently that's me. And yeah. So, what's your most extra or outrageous holiday decoration? Yeah, it can be anything. I mean, like, I don't do a lot of outside decorating, but I still have something that I consider crazy or extra, not needed, something not necessary. Yeah, there was a lot of yeahs in that, wasn't it? Kind of weird, but okay, let's roll with it. So 20. This is the last. This is the last of the icebreaker questions, and then I will get into what I have been so horribly. Just yeah, this hot mess that you see going on in front of you. So the last question, 20. What's your go-to holiday movie to watch when you need to unwind or just want something festive? Okay, so I love classic movies. My mom was a classic movie buff, and from as early as I can remember, like right alongside cartoons, I remember watching classic movies. My favorite stars growing up were not like Punky Brewster, yeah, but like besides that, like movie stars, I didn't know about movie stars if they were not classical movie stars. Like Vera Ellen to this day is one of my most favorite. I mean, to me, she is just like she's awesome and amazing and just wonderful and like the best dancer ever. So White Christmas, I love her and I love Danny Kaye. He's so cute. But yeah, I just the dance scenes in that movie I can just watch and just rewind and watch over and over and over and over and over again. She's awesome, and then the music is awesome too. So definitely White Christmas. Um, Meet Me in St. Louis. That is another family film. Like our family, we just get together and snuggle up and watch classic Christmas movies. So it's a Wonderful Life. But movies that I still watch, like just for comfort, definitely White Christmas, definitely Meet Me in St. Louis. Even though that movie, I think it has like a lot of weird mixed emotions for me. I love the movie, but it's also got so much like personal nostalgia wrapped up in it that I have to be a bit careful with watching it. But White Christmas is just, it's so good. Yeah, it's everything. It's everything that Christmas should be. Now, does it reflect the world we actually live in or the world they lived in then? No, absolutely not. It is not even inclusive of the person who loves and enjoys the movie. So there are obviously some issues with that, but it's still just, it's such a nostalgic film for me, that yeah, that's my choice. What about you? What about, yeah? What about you guys? Do you have a film that's like your go-to comfort holiday film? Um, and one question they did not ask, which I will say and ask you guys as well, is like, what is your go-to holiday Christmas song? For me, it's "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" and "Christmas Time Is Here" from Charlie Brown. Those two are just mine. They have always been from when I was a little kid, and yep. So I guess that concludes the icebreaker question section of this video.
So on to section two. So what is section two? Okay, so originally I did not plan to do a whip and chat. I planned to do this like crazy explanation of Swedish holidays, which yeah, I didn't have time for all that. It would have taken like a lot of time and probably been really weird, like even weirder than this. And so no, I didn't do it. But I did think, okay, I should have enough time to kind of explain, maybe not go into depth, but like explain the difference between how my family does the holidays here in Sweden versus how my family in Texas does, the holidays. And I am by no means an expert. I am not even expert adjacent. Like this is like I am a Texan who has lived in Sweden for 15 years and this is what I know. So, let's start off by the thing that hit me, um, like the biggest thing that kind of was like, wow, when I first moved here. And it's not even anything big. It's just that, like, here, Christmas is celebrated on the 24th, like the evening of the 24th. And growing up, it was always celebrated on the 25th. We opened one present on the 24th. But, like, so it was a thing for me, but like at the same time, it was really good because that meant that I did not have as much trouble incorporating my version of Christmas in with my family's Swedish version of Christmas. So, like, we celebrate both. Yes, they're both Christmas, but the traditions and all the stuff surrounding them are, well, I'm not going to say completely different, but they're different. Anyway, but one thing that's interesting is that here, Christmas, like, the amount of stuff that happens is not just Christmas Day. It starts like with the first advent, which what is that? Okay, so we have it in the US, but it's not taken, at least in my family, it was not taken as seriously. Like we didn't do anything for Advent. Here in Sweden, the first Advent is when you start decorating your house. So here it's called julpynt, and it's like when you put up your curtains and your tree and just like start getting your house ready for Christmas. And in the US, my family, we just did it whenever. Like it was always after Thanksgiving, but it was pretty much a when you feel like it kind of thing. Here, yeah, we still do it whenever, but I at least try to have like the tree or some stockings up or something up by the first Sunday. Um, so you count backwards. Like the fourth Advent is the 24th of December, and then like the Sundays counting backwards. So usually it ends up being like the last Sunday, I guess, in November that we start. But and if there is a Swede or somebody who is versed in Swedish culture that can correct me if I say something crazy, like please correct away. I'm just saying like what we do. Anyway, so Advent is a thing that's like going on the whole month, but there's also little pop-up events, little Christmassy things that happen. So we have Christmas markets, which there's so many like, oh, I'm sorry if you hear my tummy grumbling. There are so many like little counties and villages, and like everybody has their own Christmas market. And so there's a lot of going to those, but like calendar wise, I guess the first thing besides Advent is Lucia. And I'll come back to Advent in a minute. But like Lucia is to me, that is what I look forward to most. And like when I first moved here, I thought it was so cool. Like you'd have to Google Lucia because I'm not going to get into all of that. I don't have time. But basically, it's this reminder that even in dark times, like there's light, and you need to know that things will get better. Like it will not always be dark. So I just absolutely love the just the whole thought of it. I'm just checking to see like the temperature of these, and the one that I like messed up because I was impatient and flipped it over before I should have. Um, yeah, to just see how gross and nasty it is when I flip it over. It's gonna have spillage, but anyway. Um, so I absolutely love Lucia and her little train. And what ends up happening is that there's somebody dressed in white, and she has candles and everything, and candles in her hair, and she's holding a candle. And then there's some more girls that usually follow with her that don't have candles in their hair. And then you have people dressed like gingerbreads, and then you have people dressed like elves or like mini Santas and Santa S's. I don't know, Lady Santas, but it's just really cool. And they sing like a lot of Christmas songs. And basically, what will happen is that like you'll have these Lucia trains at schools, and um, sometimes they'll come to people's jobs. It's just really cool. Anyway, so that goes on, and like it's a big deal, or it used to be a big deal. Like when I first moved here, it's gotten less and less um, of a big deal. Like the really cool cultural stuff that was here when I first moved here is starting to lessen. Like I guess people don't really. Well, first of all, I think there's organizational issues because like certain things you don't know when they're happening, and like if you ask, it's just like, oh, when they happen, it's like, whoa, how can I plan if I don't know? But anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. That's a tangent. I'm gonna try to not go off on tangents. Okay, so back to Advent. So one thing that I think is really cool is that we have something in Sweden called fika, and it's like tea, but like you can have any beverage you want, and you have a snack, and it's twice a day. But Advent has its own special foods and drinks that you have. So we have something called glögg, and I will pop pictures up when I edit. Hopefully, I'll remember. But and then we have like foods that we eat. So we eat something called Lucia Kafta. I think I'm saying it right, maybe not. Or Lucia Bulla. Um, they're like these saffron buns, and they have like a little raisin in the middle, which I always pick out because I don't like raisins. And I don't see any reason for them to be in anything enjoyable, especially sweet foods. So I picked them out, but we have those, and there's pepperkaka, and then you have glögg, which is just basically mulled wine, and they put like stripped almonds. Like that's not what you really call it, but I don't know what you call naked almonds. So you have your naked almonds that go in there, and raisins, but I always choose craisins because I don't like raisins. Once again, I don't like raisins. But it's just really cozy and comforting, and you're with your family, and you light your first Advent candle on the first Advent, and then each Advent after you light another candle um, while the other one's burning. I'm like, let me, okay, so first Advent you light a candle, second Advent you light the first and the second candle, like that. Not you just leave it burning until like your house burns down or something. Um, anyway, and so like Christmas here, you dance around the Christmas tree, which we don't do, but it's like when I first moved here, I did it because the people I used to celebrate Christmas with did it, and I think it's really cool. Um, and then let's see, after Christmas, usually spend time with your family and you go hit the sales. So before Black Friday was a thing here, we had something called Mellandagsvia, and it's the sales that go on between Christmas and New Year's. And so there's that still happens, and there's a lot of sales. So people will shop, visit family. We have time off, and then you have New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, which is normal, and then you go on down into January a little bit. I think it's the 15th. that you are supposed to dance out Christmas, which we never do, and take down all your decorations, which, yeah, it just depends on how tired we are of looking at everything, as to whether or not our decorations actually come down like on the calendar day that they're supposed to. Um, but I really enjoy Christmas here, but we do a mix, thankfully. And so I don't miss out on my Christmas traditions. So here on the 24th, people open all their presents. We do that at his side of the family's house, and all the presents that are from the Swedish people um, get open. And then the presents from the Americans get open on the 25th. And then we have like American Christmas food and American stuff. American stuff. I mean, like most of the people watching this are probably gonna be from America, so you know what I mean. Like, just random sitting around being cozy with your family kind of stuff. But on the 24th, when Swedish people celebrate it, there's like kind of a program of sorts, because everyone in the country that is invested in Swedish holiday traditions is going to be watching Kala Anka on Christmas at the exact same time, same exact program every single year. And it's basically like Kalle Anka is Donald Duck, and so they show him. There's an excerpt from Fantasia. There's some goofy stuff in there. It's got some goofy and some Chip and Dale in there. And it's the same program every year. So I kind of like the first year I watched it, like, what is this? And now that I know what it is, I'm good. I take my phone and I just like sit on the couch, but everyone else watches it and really enjoys it, and it's like a nostalgic tradition for them, and I'm very happy for them. Yeah. So there's that, and then we have a Yule board, which our family, everybody kind of brings something. um I'm not really going to get into my feelings about that because that's neither here or there. And I got feelings, y'all. So, yeah, but so we bring stuff, and um, the stuff, like, what do they eat? There's something called Janssens frestelse, and it is like almost like a potato au gratin, but it has fish in it, anchovies. It's super good. It sounds gross, but it's super good. It just tastes like a cheesy, slightly differently spiced potato au gratin. That's pretty much it. And we have köttbullar, which is meatballs, which no, it's not Swedish meatballs like we know them in the US. That doesn't exist here. Um, it's meatballs that are in, ooh, look at the puddle. Drippy gross. It's meatballs that are Swedish just because Swedish people made them. I mean, like, I don't know. But and then we have like, you can have your different kind of desserts. Oh, there's always some fish. So there's like pickled fish, and then there's like some kind of smoked fish usually, and then there's Prince Corv, which is like these little tiny hot dog things. I'm trying to think what else. Rödbet salad, which is what beet salad, duh, and which is like, it's almost like it's made with like mayonnaise kind of stuff going on there, which is actually, it's actually good. I mean, it sounds like it would be filthy and it looks horrendous, but it's quite tasty. We do not do any of the weird fermented fish, which somebody thinks that we do. We don't eat those. People do. We don't. What other? I'm trying to like picture the table in which there's all the foods. What else? Oh, there's an omelet. Yeah, well, I don't like eggs in that way. But there's like, and their omelet is baked. It's not like an omelet you make on the stove. So there's that deviled eggs, which are not, they're Swedish deviled eggs. Well, maybe they're other people deviled eggs, but they're not like, my family makes deviled eggs differently. And then there's a lot of stuff. So but like Swedish foods. but they're tasty. I mean, like they're not. It's not like it's anything yucky. Um, People probably would have a hard time with the pickled fish, which I get. But it's for me, it's a texture thing, not a flavor thing. I just don't like pickled fish unless it's fried and then pickled, and then I like it. Um, but yeah, and so like for dessert, our family eats risalamata, which is like a rice pudding with mandarin slices in it. Um, and we also have chocolate pudding, and then there's like nuts and chocolates and all that kind of stuff, which is completely opposite to, the foods we eat in America. Oh, and there's ham. You have to have ham. But it's a salt ham. It's not a sweet ham. I'm from the sweet ham camp, and I'm not a fan of salt ham. And I think it's served cold, if I remember correctly, with mustard. Yeah. So yeah, the cuisine is, I mean, it's all the same stuff. Like it's fish, it's meat, it's whatever. It's just prepared a little differently. And then the whole watching the same exact Disney show every year. But besides that, yeah, it's Christmas. I mean, like the only thing, oh my gosh, I almost forgot about this because my family doesn't do it. But like the people that I celebrate at Christmas with when I first moved here did it. And I will insert a picture of the horror that is Santa Claus here. Like, Jultomten here, okay, so the parent or someone will go get Santa Claus. Like they go out for a newspaper and find Santa Claus, and he visits, and let me just say his face is something that I took about 3 steps back, said, Jesus, gave myself the cross just to protect myself, just in case when I saw this Santa Claus for the first time. And it is reminiscent of the 1970s bunny costumes that people used to wear. Like it is, I'm so thankful that my family does not do it because I just like, why traumatize the children? Why do it? But yeah, so that is like the only thing that I think is frightening or like super creepy about Swedish Christmas is when that suit and mask comes out. But not everyone does that. So yeah, like if you're thinking about visiting for the holidays and visiting family, they're not gonna kill you. The food won't kill you. Um, if that mask pops out, you might get a shock, but you'll survive.
So those are the differences. My family back in the U.S. It's more we're more of a see how you feel and then make it happen. We don't really have. I mean, like we have our schedule, but like the stuff that happens within the schedule is pretty up to the like that year, that Christmas, what all we've planned as far as like individually and brought. Yeah, so those are the differences with that. I am demolding all of this stuff. I've checked the temperatures and stuff and nothing's too hot. All that gooey stuff you see has cured. Like you can see, yeah, like you can see it looks like a puddle, but it's not liquid. It's solid now. And so I'm just going to clean these up a bit and flip on the lights and show you guys what it looks like. So these are not like, I would not give these to anybody. But once they get cleaned up and set out in the sun for a few days and then polished, they'll be fine-ish. They'll be okay enough for archery. And now I know what to do and what not to do with Sinker ink. So yeah, um, I hope that I have given you guys some entertainment in some way. Thanks for watching and have a great holiday season. Yeah, because we still got some holidays left. We still have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So yeah, um, just be safe and I see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.